Vampire 5K, benefiting the Red Cross up in Johnstown this morning. Finished second overall with a time of 17:41, I believe is what it was. Not a bad morning. It was 36 degrees actually when I left my house. It got up in the 40s and I would say 50s for the race. It's actually 58 right now. Race started at 9:30. Little weird time, you know, being at 9:30 instead of like an even 9 or 10. Pretty decent crowd this morning. It was a fun time. I enjoy the event. Even though I lost today, it wasn't smart. First half mile, me and my buddy went out way too fast. He was doing like a 4.5 minute pace, and I was just staying with him, keeping up, which I knew wasn't maintainable, and it kind of put me in the shit zone later in the race. So he was ahead. The plan going in was to let him lead, and then like draft, and then later on take him over, like the last half mile to a mile. Just let him do all the work, dictate the pace. But that didn't work out because I threw that out the window after that first half mile. Because that first half mile, as I said, we did like a 4.5 or a little bit less, like pace to start the race. I started redlining too early, and I noticed he dropped back because I was too fast for him as well. And then I was like, all right, I'll just take him now and see what happens. Which I shouldn't have. I should have just used it as active recovery and kept going. So then after that, I got ahead of him, led for like the next, I don't know, probably two, the 2.5, 2.75 range of the race. I had a nice little lead on it, probably like 5-ish seconds. No more than 10 at one point. We were going around this one little circle because I wasn't really looking back. I was just running hard, knowing the course. There's a little like circle area of the course, and that's when I saw I had that huge lead. And then when I saw I had that like 5-10 second lead, I just sort of mentally took myself out of it there instead of keeping the hammer down, which was dumb. Because then he just slowly, I looked back a few times after that, and he just kept slowly gaining on me as my pace just kept going down and down. And I'm like, what the hell? So then I was just gonna, I slowed up some then after I knew he was gaining on me, and I was just gonna like active recover during the race and then put it on at the end. But I just took myself out of it too much, and never got it back. So then on the way back, it's I guess you could call it an out and back, except for like maybe 3/10 of the race where you sort of like loop out and around the Red Cross building, which is different from where we started. We started like the community center on Jari Drive. The Red Cross is down the road a little bit. But so yeah, as we're going around the buildings and stuff, like he was right on my ass. And then as we were coming back around to like the loop, well, it's a downhill on the way back. It's a little bit of an incline on the way out. But that downhill, which I should have been putting the hammer down, throwing down like low 5s, and I think I was in the high 5 or 6 range. I just never threw it back down or found it, whatever, because I just wasn't mentally like charging away, and then about 2.6, 2.7 range, I think is when he got me. Then I was like, whatever. I'll put it on to last like 3/10 of a mile, and I just never did as we entered back into like the parking lot. Then I just sort of like gave up, and he just gained more on me. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't know what the reason today. I just like mentally checked out some for some reason. I don't know if I was ever really zoned in at the beginning of the race. I don't really think I was zoned in. But then after we went out way too fast, I never really, I don't know, I guess got into the race per se. I didn't hear my music at all. I was just more worried about, I guess, I don't know, it's hard to explain what happened, because my train of thought was just take straight lines today. It wasn't like running fast, running hard, or even hearing my music. It was more just trying to keep straight lines and cut the tangents as much as possible. So I don't know what the deal was with that, because it probably did slow me down a little bit, because the second half of the race I got into the more of that, more and more, instead of actually like the race mindset. So that might have set me back. I don't know. It's kind of hard to figure out after the fact. But I finished in 17:41. I definitely could have finished. No, I definitely could have PR'd today if I threw it down. I know I could have got 17:19 or less. Because I know I lost like 10 seconds just on that last like 2 or 3 tenths of a mile. Just not going hard. I guess part of it was saving it for tomorrow. I don't know why I didn't go after it more today. Had a better race. Either way, still had fun today. It's a good race. Actually I brought my GoPro, so I finished, I got like the finish line, the awards ceremony for the race. A couple videos like people ringing the PR bell and stuff like that. Took some pictures. Kind of pissy about my performance, but what are you gonna do? I guess I can't really complain if I didn't really go into it, 'cause I didn't really have a goal today, like time-wise or anything like that. It was just like the win if I could. If not, oh well. Because I'm torn. It was torn between going after this one or saving it for tomorrow. And let's just hope tomorrow I can check in and do better tomorrow. Even though second's still pretty good, I'm decently happy with the time. Not much else to say today. Nothing else really happened. Me and him were pretty much alone the whole race. Well, because most people aren't stupid enough to do 4.5s in that first half mile to start a race, unless you're that fast to begin with. So that pretty much set us apart early on. Alright, yeah, I guess that's it. I think that's where I actually had my PRs at that race. So I knew the course and it fits me perfectly. Well, actually when it was started at the Red Cross, not the community centers, when I had a PR. But that was when I actually threw the hammer down. I was going for time and trying to get a PR, not today. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow I can win.